Hello and welcome to Conversations with Cully and Conlon. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. And with me, as always, my beautiful and entrepreneurial cohort and co-host, Miss Maria Conlon. Hello. It's great to see you again.
It is. Happy Tuesday, right? Yeah, it is
It
Tuesday.
is it is Tuesday. It's amazing. It's Tuesday.
Man,
And you I have to say you guys had a wonderful episode last week. The show with all the girls um did this like the second highest listenership that we've had. So congratulations to you.
yeah, that was fun, man. There's
It was.
what a great group of ladies. It's just really too bad that there's not enough like people out there that are just like the ladies that were on that call.
Did you know most of them at school?
So
Like I knew you knew
I,
Maria, you knew the one Maria, right?
I know Shaker just from like
Right.
being an alum and like being up there and having common friends. Obviously, I knew Erica. I think Bethany is younger than me.
She's older.
She's older, and then is
Yeah.
Stephanie younger? Maybe Stephanie was younger. I don't know.
Stephanie is older too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
so maybe I
Stephanie's
just
older
didn't go
too.
to school at the same time. I mean, I know who they
Yeah.
are, but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Stephanie
thought
was
for
2000.
and obviously Erica, but just so impressive. They're all just so
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought they did a great job.
yeah.
I was very nervous, but I get nervous when I have to interview females, so and
You did got your finger.
I'm still terrified of Bethany Hart. I think she could beat me up, but
Yeah, every time I hear her name, I just think of the movie Miss Congeniality when you know her name
Sandra Bullock
Gracie,
goes undercover.
yeah, because her name's Gracie Hart in the
Gracie Hart.
in the movie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's go. And she's so nice and sweet.
Yeah,
And I remember the first time I walked in the weight room and just saw her power cleaning with like two red plates on, and like I think Ed and I could only do one if we were lucky, one of the red plates on the power clean, and we're like, what is this? Like
yeah,
we were scared. And then she'd get in the squat rack and there'd be 405 pounds on and she'd be repping it. And I was like, God, geez, wow.
yeah.
And I didn't know, I had no idea she went to the Olympics in two sports, or she trained for hammer throw, but then ended up doing bobsledding as well. It's just an amazing skill
Other,
set to have.
which reminds me of another great movie, which is Cool Runnings, where
Yes.
the Ja-
The Jamaican bobsled team.
yeah. So like her whole story just brings me into nostalgia from when I was younger. Like just something.
That's right. That was John Candy's last
Oh,
movie.
man, he's so great. The greatest, my favorite. I mean, obviously, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with him is great, with him and Steve Martin. But I love
Yes, yes.
The Great Outdoors is such a classic with him and Dan Aykroyd.
The
And
Great Outdoors and Uncle Buck are the two top.
oh man, it's so good. It's just so good.
Uncle Buck when he makes the pancakes with the shovel. That
Yeah,
I love it. Hope you guys are hungry.
yeah,
And the mother and his in-law just hates him. The mother's like, "Who are we gonna call?" And the guy's like, "Buck." She's
yeah.
like, "Oh God, no, please, anyone but him."
It really
And,
scratched the bottom of the barrel there.
and then he comes over and his car backfires and wakes
Uh,
everyone up. Yeah, so we were briefly talking about all the election memes, and I was sharing that my dear my Aunt Cindy lives in Boston. She is um, I would say she's probably 1,000 yards past the left, if you could say that, but that's where she is.
yeah.
She called the house on Sunday and my parents were out to dinner, and she called me and she said, "Steven, I need to let you know something." And I thought something happened to grandma or whatever on camera. Grandma was naughty too, but um, she called and she said, "I just want you to know they're not really eating the cats and dogs." I go, "What?" "Trump. He said that the immigrants. They're eating the cats and dogs. They're really not. You can walk Archie. It's safe." Like, okay, thank you, Anthony. Thank you for letting me know that.
And isn't that such like we're living in such a weird world. I did not watch a single second of the debate. I know I'm a bad voter, but like I only get a certain amount of time with my family at night.
I know you do. I know.
But you know,
That's not how you would.
by the way, it doesn't matter if I watch it or not. All I have to do is open up Facebook or Instagram, and I get all the highlights from each side. And
You do.
um, yeah, I
Without
thought
the fluff.
the crazy part. I read some poll. You know, it was the first. So like, it was the first time that I saw Trump in many people's eyes come across as like the victim. Like he
Oh,
was
yes.
picked on, which I just found hilarious. I'm not saying I agree with that one way or the other, but I just thought that that was kind of ironic. Like somehow he found a way to look.
Yeah, he's like sympathetic now, and he's like a martyr because he's got shot at twice, and
Yeah.
he's a convicted felon, and
Um,
like I don't know what more they can do to him.
how does a guy? I mean, I have so many questions for the Secret Service and every like.
Oh, everyone does.
I just cannot understand how that happens. And the guy was there for what, like 14 hours?
Just meandering throughout the day.
Yeah, like
Yes.
I don't understand it. I mean, listen, even if you hate the guy, like you can't
You don't
hope,
kill him.
you can't hope that he gets shot by an AK on golf course. Like, because
On
then
his own golf course too, right?
you're just as evil. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know.
Well,
And
we
by
do,
the
yeah.
way, if you're a terrorist or you're someone from another country, you must be watching this like drooling at the mouth. Like, is it really this easy to get this close to like assassinating a president in the United States right now?
Yeah, they definitely think that,
Eh,
and we
What?
do we do a political show on the radio station in Worcester, the one that I told you about with the guy that um he always talks. He said that D was irrelevant with Frank, and Frank was like, they'll never drive a stake through a star. They'll never give up.
Yeah,
And I said, I think they're going to go to poison next. I think they're going to like try to give him arsenic or something. I don't know what else they're going to do. They took 2 shots at him and missed.
guy's got
What do
nothing
you go to?
nuts.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And he doesn't care either.
no, he's just pumping fists. You
He
know,
doesn't. He doesn't give a shit. He just goes. It's. I was amazed. I was just watching the games on Sunday, and then that comes on, and it's like, and it's just funny how the news presents it because every station is completely different with how they present it and control the narrative of what happened.
I
And
don't.
it was serious and malicious, and I think Kamala and Biden were voted that Trump brought it on himself because he inspires anger in people. I can't remember the exact quote, but they like blamed him for it on one of the networks. And then there's Fox who goes the other way. It's just it's entertaining. It's entertainment.
The crazy ironic by that statement, right? Is like I don't think like all right, people hate Trump that are on the left, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
people on the right hate Biden and Kamala, and supposedly the right with their gun throwing, whatever, is
And they're the
supposedly
ones who've taken the shot.
Yeah, you would think it would be the complete opposite. It's kind of wild. I listen, I'm here for the memes. I'm here for the
That's
memes.
exactly
So
that's
that's it.
exactly what Frank said. He
Yeah,
said the same thing.
I can't. The one where like he has all these cats on his back and he's holding the flag and
Yes,
like
even the
I,
cats.
people are so. I wonder if people were always creative, but they just never had the outlet to show it, or did people just become really creative? Like,
No, I think they were creative. I think just social media just brought the
uh,
outlet to show it.
it,
That's what it is. Because
it,
there's no repercussions because
yeah,
half the people that do social media have
yeah,
burner accounts
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and they just do whatever they want anyway. They won't say how they really feel. So they'll create a burner account and just go on and troll people. But it was hilarious, and then
Oh,
we're doing the show last night, and Frank's like, yes, they probably do eat cats in Haiti. You know why? Because there's no food in Haiti. That's all he
right.
kept saying. There's no food in Haiti. Do you understand that?
I mean, listen,
There's
there's
nothing to eat.
they eat all types of animals all the time. Let's not,
Yeah, yeah. He
but
said, and he said that Anthony Bourdain. He told me a story on the show that Anthony Bourdain did a show over there,
yep,
and he went to eat the cuisine, and he was at a restaurant, and pretty soon there were like 30 kids just staring at him, drooling.
it's
So
crazy.
he told the cameraman just shut it off. He's like let's make sure all these kids are fed.
Yeah.
So the lady couldn't keep up with everyone, and then I guess it ended up being 100 kids that showed up, and then parents and police were called, and they're like beating the kids to get away from the restaurant because she ran out of food. I'm like, you can't make this stuff up. Like, this is just it's unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable at the fever pitch that it's been, and it's I still don't know what's going to happen. They think that they're going to have he thinks the DNC is going to have another plan in mind to rectify this and get her in place. But like he thinks that you can never count them out, but
Oh, I
they've
agree. I mean, I
they've
agree.
taken the most vilified and hated man in America and made him a martyr, and people
Yeah.
feel bad for him.
It's like
And
backfired.
and it's like,
So
how is that possible? Like,
the craziest part, Steve, is like I look at polling and I see like, which groups thought. So like you don't watch the debate or any debate moving forward, in my opinion. You're not moving liberal Democrat to the right by any debate,
no,
right?
no,
It
no,
moved any conservative Republican over to the left. So it didn't move the needle at all for either way that way. But the independents actually
correct.
actually pulled Trump higher
He did, yeah.
after the debate, which is the swing there. And like I said, I mean, some of it, like
And
whether or not
and
it was whether or
the
not
guy
Trump,
was the guy was shocked by that too. He said
yeah,
he was shocked by those results that he pulled higher with the independents on a couple of the issues.
yeah.
Um,
So I think he moved the needle there. So like, whether she wore an earpiece, whether she sounded articulate, it didn't really resonate with the independents. So I don't know. I really
well,
have
I mean,
so
Frank's biggest thing was the inflation. He's just like, inflation. Okay, you bought a $500,000 house. It may be worth $700,000 now, but to get in a better house, it's going to cost you $900,000. He's just like, you have no, like, people don't understand how bad inflation is, and what it does to everything, every aspect of your life, the inflation and the gas prices.
well, people don't
And
understand inflation in general. Like I deal with it a
no,
ton.
I probably don't either, but yeah,
And
yeah, it affects
it,
everything.
yeah, it's a big problem. And to that point, all right, so now your house, you bought a $500,000 house that's worth 700 right now. What is that?
Correct.
What is that house going to be worth in 5 years?
Yeah, that's
Or
the
4
exact
five?
conversation they had.
Yeah, and you paid seven for it. So,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird times. But anyways,
they had the exact conversation about that.
yeah,
It was amazing. And they said they were right. They were like, Trump's really like a stopgap because he's going to have 4 years. He's not going to have 8.
yeah,
So, like, what is he really going to be able to get done in 4 years? It's not that much, but they're hoping that he can stop some of the policies, and then if he does okay, then another Republican can come and take over. So I don't know how it's going to work out,
yeah,
but I just know that I since I've followed elections, this one has probably by far been the most entertaining, I would say.
yeah.
And it's been entertaining. It's had twists and turns, and like
And
there's
it's
going to
not
be documentaries about this.
it's not even October yet.
I know.
Yeah,
There's
two
still,
more months of this.
yeah, yeah. There's still a month away from Super Tuesday, and it's just wow. But what was your thought though? Because the girl that I may or may not be seeing is a big Taylor Swift fan, and she felt that Taylor Swift was getting a lot of hate because of her remarks supporting Kamala, and that like people have said some mean things about her or whatever.
I mean, listen,
Um,
do we really think that any of these country listening conservative Trump followers were listening to
no, no,
beforehand?
no,
Like,
and that's what Trump said, which was hilarious.
they're
Trump
not
said he didn't
very
like her. Yeah,
sucks. Like, it's not, I don't, I mean, listen, we all know, like, Hollywood, people like that, they get paid a ton of money to endorse. Like, if you're going out to the polls and voting for one candidate because some billionaire endorsed them, like, you need to
yeah,
check your, like,
yeah.
your priorities are all wrong. I don't know. That's just
Well,
everybody's.
that's why I thought Caitlin Clark was good when she said, register to vote and do your research at least, and she
Yeah,
didn't take a side.
she's
I
smart, man. Smart. That's
She's learning. She's learning. She's
once you
she's
once
she's
you
learning.
but listen, but stay. It's I've said this before. Like, everybody, stay in your lane.
Exactly. Yes.
Your
Yeah.
expertise is basketball, then you can make whatever comments you want about basketball, and I will listen and pay attention. The minute you start talking about stuff you have no business talking about, I tune that stuff out. I
Yeah,
don't.
you have to. And that's good that you're able to do that because a
Yeah,
lot of people don't, and it sways a lot of people,
yeah.
unfortunately. And
Yeah.
that's how bad things happen.
I come on here and I start talking about acapella. Just cut me off because I have business talking about acapella. Like, I don't know
You were
what it.
talking about, okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
no, I don't know anything about acapella. So that's my point. Like, if I
Oh.
come here and I start talking about acapella, like, just oh,
Maria,
out of the movie
Maria's had a stroke if she's come on here and we're talking a cappella.
talking about the movie Pitch Perfect. Like, just that's it, man. That's it.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
I wanted to get your thoughts because the WNBA season, is I believe it's winding down or over. But Caitlin Clark,
2 games
she
left.
did okay. There's 2 games left.
Yep.
She did break the assist record, single
Yeah.
season assist record
Yeah.
against the Aces.
Yeah.
Her 317th assist,
Yeah. It's
which
impressive.
yeah,
Her-
she passed Alyssa Thomas.
She has been so impressive since the All Star break.
Yeah, she's been a different player, right?
Yeah, and we've talked about it before. I think it was so good for her, but um, she's having a great year. I mean, she's got rookie of the year done. Like, it's not even I didn't think it
Yeah,
was ever be a question, even if she had a horrible season. But she's really come out and she's put up great numbers, and her team is winning. They're in the playoffs.
responding.
There's a
Yeah.
huge game on tonight. Um, you should tune in. It's the Chicago Sky versus the Atlanta Dream, and it's them
Oh, okay.
that are all tied up for that last playoff spot. So, I think
Oh, wow. So Chicago could still get in, and Atlanta could still get in.
if Chicago doesn't win tonight, I think it's going to be tough because their last game is against the Connecticut Sun, and
Oh, okay.
Sun is battling for the second seed. So they gotta beat Atlanta tonight. Um, so yeah, I mean it's a big night for the WNBA for seeding, etc. So I'll be tuned in. I'm excited
So,
to watch.
so there's a lot that could change in the next two games.
The first
Okay,
7 spots are done; they're clinched. But that eighth spot, you got 3 teams with 13 wins, and
right.
two of them play each other tonight. So uh, yeah, tonight
Okay,
side a lot
that's
of
a
faith.
big one.
Yeah. Um, So it should be interesting. I'm excited to see how it all goes out. And
Well,
then you
I'm
got
always excited to watch Angel Reese. I mean, she's one of a kind. I mean, I've never seen someone fire the ball up against the board
yeah,
like she does.
well, she's out. She's out for the season. She broke her wrist.
She
So
is. Oh, I didn't know that.
been out for like two
When?
weeks.
Oh, she has been. Oh,
Yeah.
that's too bad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's in a
I didn't
cast.
know that.
Um,
Oh, that's too bad.
yeah.
Um, she I was just I was watching the TikTok, and I see her TikToks, and I just see her, like, she looks like she fires the ball as hard as she can against the rim, and it just or off the backboard, and I, like you said, padding her stats probably to get the rebound record. Like,
Well,
yeah,
Rebecca Lobo came out like a little over a month ago and said that she didn't agree that the
mm,
majority of her rebounds were coming off of her own misses. So the next 2 games she played in, I counted. And one
yeah,
game she had 15 rebounds, and 7 of them were off of her own misses. And then
yeah,
the next after that, she had like I think 13 rebounds, and 6 of them were off her own misses. So I
that's
changed
yeah,
that argument.
50%.
I mean, listen, it's not easy to rebound your own miss, but you
No,
still
not at all.
if you made the layup, then it wouldn't have mattered. But it's all good. It's all
Rebecca Lobo defending her. That's okay. Well,
yeah.
they stick together. The centers and the big girls, they stick together. I get it. I get it.
And I think her point was that she's more than just that, which she is. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, she is. She
super
is. She
cool. But
is.
looking at statistics and you actually look at the numbers and you count, it is a little skewed. But what are you gonna
But
do?
you did say offensively she's limited, right? Angel Reese.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
got no mid range shot. She's got no 3-point
Right.
shot. She doesn't even have that many post moves. It's just pure grunt and strength and just willpower, which is awesome, right? Like you need those
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
on your team, but
It's all she's a high effort person, and she makes plays off of that because she outworks people. But
yeah,
I do agree, and the other thing with Caitlin is, like, she looks like she's having fun, which I
yeah,
is good to see,
hmm
and I think she's been much better on her interviews after the game, or
yeah,
they at least control them better.
yeah,
If she gets asked a stupid question, somebody will say next question.
yeah.
That'll be it.
More comfortable handling it. Um, it's a different type of media than what you saw in college. In college,
Correct.
you're
Yes.
a lot of it's your reporters that are covering you all the time.
The beat, right,
Yeah.
right.
And so they give you these cupcake questions, but now, she's she's in the spotlight at a grander scheme, and I think she's done a better job of staying poised and focused on the question. So it's good.
So they'll be the 7, and they'll get either Connecticut or New York.
So they're actually the 6th seed right now.
Oh,
Phoenix
there's
is
a 6. Wow.
that could still change over the course of the next 2 games, but yeah. So she's the 6th. So technically, right now, I think she would see Connecticut because Connecticut is the 3 seed. Uh,
Okay.
Minnesota is the 2nd seed, and I don't.
Minnesota is the 2nd seed. Wow, you called that. You
Yep.
called that.
Yeah.
Wow, they moved up.
Yep. So right now they would open up with Phoenix, and New York would open up with whoever gets that 8th slot. Which, I mean, if I'm the Sun, I'm not crazy happy right now. I think the Fever are going to be tough to beat in the playoffs. They're playing really well. They're young. They got legs. So it'll be.
Wow, I can't believe that. That's a I'm looking at it now.
Yep.
They really they've won 6 in a row. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Wow, they've really been on a run.
Yeah. Again,
Minnesota.
it's you give some people an opportunity to rest a little bit. They get rejuvenated. So yeah. So we'll see. The playoffs should be interesting.
And then the
That
Aces,
four five,
Seattle, Indiana, Phoenix.
yeah,
Okay.
4-5 will be interesting because you got Las Vegas and Seattle there. Um,
And Las Vegas is the defending champions, right?
yeah, 2 times. So they're going for their third.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
And then the other one was Asia Wilson, right? She did she win the MVP or
They haven't
she's
announced it. I don't really
okay.
see how she doesn't, but
There's nobody that can
crazier things
that would
have,
challenge her.
yeah, crazier things have happened, Steve. So you never know.
Well, I mean, is there a dark horse that you could see that
I
would
mean, I think
get more
Stewie's.
votes than her?
I think Nafisha
Oh,
there for Minnesota has had a great year. I actually would take Fish over Stewie at this point. I think it's really between, Fish and Asia, but I still think Asia gets the nod. I think, although Minnesota is finishing higher, I just think the stats that she's put up this year, you take her off Las Vegas, and I don't know. I don't even know. They're probably 7th or 8th in the league, and that's just because some of the other teams are just so bad.
oh, sorry.
You good?
Sorry, we had a commercial.
Oh,
Oh,
you're good.
no, I was clicking on this article that I was trying to read. I didn't see this. The WNBA commissioner Kathy Engelbert made headlines this week with her comments that failed to condemn racist and vitriolic behavior from fans on social media about the rivalry between Indiana Fever card Caitlin Clark and Chicago Sky forward Angel Reese. Wow, I did not see that at all. She
Yeah.
clarified her comments. Absolutely no place. What did you see what she said initially?
I don't know what was said initially between the two, but I think,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely been some of that stuff going on. I mean, it's good that she came out and made a statement. I think it's just been,
It was said between Caitlin and Angel.
yeah, I think it was fans making racial comments one way or
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. That's surprising. Um, wow. Yeah, I just haven't heard a ton about her. Um, okay. Yeah, the players union was not happy with her interview as well. Said that they dropped the ball in their interview. She was on CNBC's Power Lunch. Um, this is she was asked by anchor Tyler Matheson about what he called the darker, more menacing tone taken by fan bases on social media, one where race has been introduced in the conversation, where sexuality is sometimes introduced in the conversation. Well, Tyler, well, you went right for the jugular on that one. That's a hell of a start.
Yeah.
How do you how do you try to stay ahead of that and tamp it down as a league
Well,
where your players are visible?
if you're talking about fans, right? It's like we got freedom of speech in this country, right? So they're entitled to make any comment that
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know. What you can do is say it's not condoned and encourage people to be kinder and come from a place of compassion and just enjoy the actual sport and not worry about race or sexuality or any of that other stuff. I mean, it really
Correct.
to the game, right? So
Yeah.
that's really all you can do, in my opinion. I mean, can't go on to fans' social media accounts and
Well,
call.
yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, it's not like the X is gonna police that. I mean, they remove comments, but I mean, they're not as much as they used to. But she
Yeah,
was quoted as saying, "There's no more apathy. Everybody cares." It's a little of that Bird Magic Johnson moment, if you recall, from 1979 when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black, and we have that moment now with these two. But she's right. The one thing about sports is you need a rivalry, and that's what makes people watch. And they watch the games because of the consequences between the rivals.
yeah,
Um, she acknowledged that social media didn't exist when Bird and Magic played. That's definitely true. Um, wow, I didn't know that really caused a lot of people to get pissed.
yeah,
Um, the commissioner should have provided the very clear question regarding racism, misogyny, and harassment experienced by the players, and saying there's no place in sport or in life for the vile, hate, racist language, homophobic comments, and misogynistic attacks on our players facing social media. I mean, I'm with you on that. I mean, it's not like there's something the commissioner can do to police it.
right.
Like, I mean, that's kind of,
I mean, it's kind of a silly comment for him to ask, like your question to him to
yeah.
ask.
Like, she's the commissioner. Like, what do you want her to do? Like,
You I don't
I
know.
mean, she's not gonna. It's not like she can throw the fans out of the stands. I mean,
Right.
I don't know. I think the rivalry is what has sparked the league, and like we were talking about the women's revolution. I mean, especially this past year, the numbers being as high as they are, and ratings, attendance, all that is because of the rivalries. And of course, you're going to get the idiots who say what they say as part of it. But I think that if it wasn't for that rivalry, they wouldn't have gotten the contract that they received for 11 years, and they're going to get paid more money and hopefully won't have to play overseas. So I think that's all good, but I don't think she's to blame. That's kind of surprising that he went hard at her on that.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think of what do you think about Phoenix? What do you think? How do you think it's going to end for Diana?
Yeah, I mean, she's got her last home game on Thursday, so I think that'll be bittersweet and exciting. I they got some good pieces. Copper was out the other day. I don't know what injury she has. Obviously, that hurts them if she's out for an extended time. I'd love to see them win a playoff series. I'd love to see them win the whole thing. I don't know if they have the firepower to do it against some of these younger rosters, but
Have they held her back to try to save her for the playoffs? I was just curious about that.
she dropped
Diana.
25 the other day. I didn't. She played the majority of the game, so I think not.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
pulling for that sixth seed. I think they'd rather see Connecticut than see
Yeah.
Minnesota at first round. But I listen, if there's anyone at her age that can pull off some epic playoff run, it's her. So I never count her out.
No, no, I would never count her out either. And then you had said there's two expansion teams coming next season.
One next season, which would be Golden State, and then
That's okay.
after that,
Is
it'd be Toronto.
Toronto.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. That's great to see that they're doing that. And then we'll have some fun because college basketball is starting up or has started up. I'm not exactly no, it starts up, right?
Yes.
Okay. Um, and Paige has been very, very active. I've been lucky to enjoy her TikTok and watch all her stuff. She was at Fashion Week. I got to see that.
Yeah, she's living her best life, man. It's all these kids, they're living their best lives. I mean, again,
How do they get away with it though? That's what I don't understand. Like
I mean,
Gino would have a coronary.
she's an academic All-American. She's a basketball
Okay.
champion. I mean, if you could do it and you could swing it, go for it. I mean, I don't know.
But I like Gino, like that's not something he would typically let any other player do, like travel as much as she has, and
I mean, again, I think in the NIL world, you can't hold
you
them
don't.
back.
Yeah,
Um, as long as she's making her workouts and she's making class, I think it's kind of irrelevant. And if it starts interfering with her campus commitments, I'm
yeah,
sure she would have an issue with it. But it doesn't seem to be the case. So
yeah. Did you watch the UConn football game last week?
it was hard to find.
It
So
was hard to
I didn't watch
find.
the majority of it. I did listen. There's like a UConn app on my TV where you can like listen to live games. So I did listen to some. I mean, it seems like they gave a good game. What did they lose by 5?
Yeah, 26-21.
So what? They're 1-2 now. Who we got this week?
They're 1-2, and they have it's Florida International. So
Okay.
they should win this week, and then it's 5 home games. Then they have Buffalo, then they have Temple. Those are the 3 big ones.
Yeah.
And I mean the tough games they should have really on the schedule left at Syracuse and Wake Forest. If they can't pull out 6 games, 7 games, then it's a disappointment. I was really impressed by the quarterback, Evers. I thought he played a lot better. I don't like what they're doing schematically. It just worries me
Yeah.
because when you're playing at home at Rentschler with the outdoor elements and the wind and everything, it's really tough to spread it out and throw the ball. That bothered me. They got a couple good running backs. Their defense, I'm not really sold on yet, but I do like that the competition level they're playing, they can definitely compete with,
Yeah.
which is huge. And that reminds me that I have to mention our sponsors, Procyon Partners. Procyon Partners, they are one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the country. President Sean Rabinowitz, he provides his clients with exceptional outcomes, and he is a proud supporter of Husky Talk. And we love you, Sean. Thank you.
I
We
do love
talked, Sean. We got to. We're trying to put together a tailgate for the 5th. That's why I wanted to see if you're available that day at all. That's when the volleyball girls are being honored.
Yeah, I'll try. That's a Saturday, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, it's a noon game. It's an early game, but I
Okay.
figured,
I don't see why not.
um,
No?
good, good, yeah, because everyone's asking me to do this, and I'm not organized and I can't plan anything. It scares me. So Sean is going to help me with that, and Renell Jump wants to help me with that. Um, we're going to try to get a private area with a tent and at least have people there so they can tailgate, watch the game. The girls, the volleyball girls don't get honored until later, so I know people aren't going to want to stay for that, but at least we'll get some time together. And then Sean and Renell want to use it as like an opportunity to build, a network, which we struggled with a alumni engagement. He said, because we can get a good group there. Like he wants to bring his laptop and he wants to get contact information and phone numbers, emails, careers, and put it on a spreadsheet and sort it. And so we have a list of being able to network and all work together. And that's what their goals are. And I think that's a great idea. I mean, I had Coach Baylock on. We had him on Friday, and we asked him for some alumni contacts, and he can't give it to us. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's under lock and key. But I mean, that's how I know basketball does it a lot better than football and some of the other sports do. But that's been the biggest frustration that everyone's had is with the alumni engagement. And so he wants to try to start it there and then maybe host one more event. And then if the school doesn't jump on board with it, then he wants to host events ourselves all over the place. I mean, we can go anywhere and do it. We have alumni everywhere. And that's the biggest thing, especially with the student athletes that are coming out and graduating. They're not like Renell Jump. When I was talking to him, he was sad because he wanted to send his kid to UConn and his kid's at Northwestern. And he said he sent him to Northwestern because he knew that when he'd graduate, he'd be graduating with a job. And that makes all the difference in the world. And Sean said the same thing. He just doesn't. He goes to the business school and donates money every year, but he doesn't feel the love from them. So that's what we're gonna try to do for October 5th, and then they're honoring the first bowl team in 2005 that went to the Motor City Bowl. So we'll probably do something for that as well.
Cool. Yeah, I'll put it on my calendar. Be good to see you in
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. I think it'll be fun. Have you been up to the C Club or whatever it is?
One time I went there,
Okay.
at Kumo. It's nice. I mean, it's really nice. I love like when I go to a football game, like I love the tents, the people bringing their grills. Like I like to be with the people.
That's what Sean said too.
Yeah, so like while all that's nice, it's not you don't get the same like feel. It's great to watch the game,
Is it
but
up top? Is it like a luxury box?
it's enclosed, so like it's nice
Oh,
because
okay.
if it's cold out like or raining, you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, in terms of like before the game and stuff, I definitely prefer. I mean, Rensselaer has a great like
Oh, perfect
it
for tailgating.
really is. I mean, there's so much room, tons of parking. It's
Yeah.
things like a crazy, crazy walk. So I always enjoy. I remember back after I first graduated, Jamar Wilkins used to do a really, really good job of
Yeah.
getting together for the tailgate games. Him and Darby and all
And
those guys.
Darby.
And I used to love it. Like I would make sure I went up to like 2 or 3 games a year. Sometimes you make it into the game, sometimes you don't. But
Sometimes you don't. That's very true.
but
Sometimes you don't.
at this age, I'm pretty certain I'll make it into the game. But yeah, I mean, it would be cool. I love to bring the kids and make a day out of it. So yeah, I'm excited. Count me in for that.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do that. we've been doing pretty good with the NIL thing, with raising money for Bleeding Blue and all the work that Mike Burton's been doing. He's just been working tirelessly at it, and we're so far behind the eight ball. We gotta keep staying where we are and not lose any ground. That's the biggest thing, and that's the biggest thing that Rennell and Sean want to talk with him about, is taking that off his plate so he can work on getting the bigger money.
Yeah.
So he's not chasing after the smaller donations. But
Right.
it's such a different world. Like, for the girls team, does everybody get something, or is it you're on your own as a player to get what you can get?
From an NIL perspective?
Yeah.
They all have agents.
They do. Okay.
They all have agents. So,
they negotiate whatever.
The international kids, because they can't, but all of the U.S. kids have agents. So I'm sure they work tirelessly with that. But, yeah.
They're allowed to sign with agents right out of high school.
Yeah.
And they negotiate everything.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. And I obviously, basketball and football are different, but I couldn't believe that. And that's why you were saying that Paige is doing so well, because she's getting a fortune for wherever she goes. Like,
oh yeah,
for a 22-year-old to go to the New York Fashion Week, that's not normal, right? No, it's not.
I would say no. Yeah.
Yeah. How have you been doing with your daughter back at school?
Oh, it's great. I can actually get some work done during the day.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. I hate to see her go every day, but I'm happy when it's good. It's good. She's obviously she's in 8th grade. She's got a lot more homework this year, so that's been a little bit of a struggle trying to fit that and working out and all this other stuff in. But we're getting there. It's our second full week of school, so.
Did they do the open house yet? Do they do open houses still, or no?
Yeah, so they start going to open houses for high school, I think in October. October and the big months, because that's when you apply and you got to get your references and all that stuff in. So.
Okay.
So the next
good.
Busy.
Good. I'm excited to watch the Aaron Hernandez documentary, the 45th one, but it should be fun. That's what I'm looking forward to. And the NFL, I watched the NFL. Did you have any surprises from your NFL Sunday or Monday night game?
I mean, it was a shit show this weekend.
It was bad. Yeah.
I can't believe that the highlight of the game last night was Jason Kelce dancing at a tailgate. Like, I
couldn't believe it.
In one of my, so I'm in like a Survivor League. I have 2 teams in it, but it's a different Survivor League. You're not out if your team loses. What happens is you accumulate points over the season. So if you the team that you think is going to win by the most points, right?
Right.
So I took the Chargers in one, which I did well in.
Yeah.
And then I took the Eagles in another, and I was just like, I didn't end up watching the whole game, but I got up this morning and I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, they only lost by 1, so it doesn't hurt me a ton, but I'm like, I don't know.
That was a bad one. Yeah, they shouldn't have lost to the Falcons.
No, at home, like, come on, man.
That was very surprising. And then I'm a Giants fan, and I would fire everyone that works in that office.
Little bit better this week, but
they dressed 52 players, Maria. You can dress 53. There's no NFL team in history that dresses less. Why would you dress less?
I don't know. I mean, They're tough. I mean, that's got a victory this weekend, so
No,
that's
I was happy for Aaron Rodgers, even though
yeah,
he's a little out there. He's
yeah,
come a long way. I was
yeah.
very happy for him. He was
Uh,
well deserved. He was well deserved. So we'll see what happens in week 3. And who wants to come on your show? Joe D. Ambrosia wants to come on your show.
oh, I love Joe. Yeah, let's get him on.
Isn't he the best?
Yeah, he's a good dude. Get him on. I'd love to have him on.
He really liked last week's show, and he absolutely wanted to come on. So I
Great.
think we're either going to get him for next Tuesday or the Tuesday after, because I know he's not affiliated with UConn anymore, right? He's just with
I think he just so.
ESPN.
Yep. Yeah. Joe.
He has his own show.
Mhm.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Yeah, he was very happy to come on.
Great.
So, and he always liked you, and for some reason liked me. So he's gonna come on. But anything else? Anything else going on this weekend? Did you guys start practicing again?
We started practicing because we have fall league, so we got fall league this weekend. Yeah, so we got 2 games. It'll be a big week. I'll have a lot of stuff to talk about next Tuesday. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Is it for the school team or for?
A little bit of that. I'm taking a trip this week, so we'll have some fun stuff to talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Good, good. I'm glad that you're going. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we'll do that for sure, and I'll keep you posted. Um, I think they definitely want to do it the 5th,
Okay.
so the volleyball girls can be there, and we can have a good strength in numbers, and
Love it. Yeah.
hopefully I can convince Phil to put it on himself. If he doesn't, Darby will, but Phil, they should do that for us. The 20,000 people in that stadium. I can't even look at it. It's just when we were there, it was from like 2003 to 2012. Like they sold out every game, and they were like so close to expanding it to 60,000 because they had the ability to expand it, and they never did. So I hope they do. They got to get into a conference.
Yeah.
It's just too bad. It's just not financially feasible for them to keep going the way they are without something happening very soon.
Yeah. Great.
But yeah, so we'll see how things shake out in the final few games of the WNBA and who's playing who. It'll be exciting to see.
Yep.
And we'll go from there. And yeah, you guys were awesome last week.
Yeah, it was fun.
Every showing, I mean, got thousands of views on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. Did great. The listenership did great. It was incredible. It was incredible putting it together and how easy you guys were to work with. So remember, when life gives you lemons. Well, there. I was just gonna say it was just incredible with how easy you guys were to work with, and definitely should do more of that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting more groups together. Were you friends with any of the soccer players?
I was. I don't know where a bunch of those are now. I'm friends with a lot of the hockey players. We should get some of those girls on there.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See if you could reach out to them and give me their information. I'll reach out to them. I'll schedule hockey girls. I didn't even know we had a girls hockey team. So yeah, I'd love to talk to the girls hockey girls.
Cool.
Because I got the soccer players. I got a softball girl I'm having on. And then I'm having that Trisha Bailey on.
Yep.
Which you should actually be on with me, because I'll be nervous as hell talking to her.
Whatever you need. Whatever you need.
Do you know her or no?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. All right. Then yeah, then I'll try to schedule you. Just look at the 30th and see what you have.
Okay.
Because her assistant messaged me about doing it the 30th. So
Okay.
just whatever time you're available, I'll schedule it with her.
All right. Sounds good.
And we'll go from there. So
All right.
until next time, another spirited conversation, Husky Talk conversations with Cully and Conlon. Oh, and our other sponsor, I have to say thank you to Green Street Trust International. Green Street Trust International. It is run by a former teammate and friend, Renell Jump. Renell Jump. He just came on as a sponsor, so we're moving up in the world. He gave me an example tax plan, which I was reading it and it was kind of like speaking Greek to me, but I'm going to try to read it. And yeah, so he's really excited. Renell and his team specialize in alternative investments and optimizing portfolios through strategic tax planning. Schedule a free strategy session today at his calendly.com/Green Street Trust. So I don't know what's considered an alternative investment.
Just think of stuff that's not like
Cryptocurrency or something like that. Is that an
I
alternative
don't know if
investment?
he's doing. I don't know if he's doing any of that because it's not
Oh,
regulated yet.
I
But it
don't think he is.
could be real estate, could be REITs, it could be pretty much anything. It's not
Okay.
like your typical stocks and bonds. So,
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't understand what that meant. But no, Renell's been great. Renell came on and he did our show yesterday. He was awesome. Probably the nicest guy in the world, and he was a very large man. I was scared of him for a couple of years. So, but yeah. But thank you again. Husky Talk conversations with Cully and Conlon. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them back at life, and don't steal beer.